You guys went to Cairo. What's the possible? One day, God promises to visit a woman's house. This woman was so glad and happy, she prepared everything to welcome God. She cleans her courtyard and arranges the home furnishings, making it look good and clean. After she settled everything, she sits and waits for God. Suddenly, someone knocks at the door. This woman rushes out and opens the door. There's a beggar standing in front of her house. Please, not today, don't disturb me. I'm waiting for God to visit me. She rejects the beggar and closes the door. While after that, someone knocks the door again. This woman straight goes to open the door. But guess whom she met? Just a poor old man asking for help. I'm sorry I can't help you today. I'm waiting for God. This woman replied and bangs the door. Just as she closed the door, someone knocked again. Once more time, this woman opens the door, and there's another beggar. She says, "Oh, I can't. I'm waiting for God. I can't give you bread or a place for shelter." The beggar walks away. This woman keeps waiting for God. Hours pass by. Day turned into noon. There was no alert for God's presence. This woman is disheartened and wondering where is God that has promised to visit me. Finally, she falls asleep in dreams. God appeared to her saying, "I visited you 3 times, and all 3 times you rejected me." Jesus has been here the whole year. Have you recognized him? Have you seen him in your life? Have you seen him standing next to you this whole time amongst your peers and your leaders? I've experienced my most peaceful journey here in this youth group. I have rejected Jesus many times in my life, but I'm thankful that he gives me another chance. I can't believe this has come to an end. I don't know anything outside of youth group. For the last 6 years of my life, every Wednesday straight, I've been coming here 5 o'clock and leaving at 9. I recount the amazing memories that I had experienced. For example, the first time I walked in youth group and that cute girl in the corner named Zette was there. Or being on a 3-on-3 tournament and Father Pete at the time deacon about to scratch some fools for fouling him. Or when Kenya takes off in a Suburban and about to leave a girl behind on the drop on the road. I also remember going to Andre's house with a bunch of backpacks, and we didn't have enough backpacks for the homeless people, so they started chasing us and flipping us off. I remember the bowling nights we had. I remember the 24-hour fast we had and kissing the cross in a full room of candles. I remember that being the first time I felt something warm in my heart. I remember a leader having an asthma attack at a retreat and us praying immediately. I also remember a fellow leader whose mom passed away and us standing side by side with him. I also remember the first time crying in front of strangers at my Pathfinder 03 retreat. I remember the first time I prayed the rosary in the Lynx Grove. I remember surrendering myself to the Lord of Lords and the King of Kings. I remember the first time I felt God's love in my family and fellow leaders. I remember when I first met Father Tony at LA Congress. I remember my first talk I gave at a Kairos retreat. I remember praying and singing over David Portugal's mom with my fellow leaders. I remember kneeling in front of the crucifix and the blood of Jesus splashing on my forehead. I remember my first encounter with Jesus in adoration. I remember looking out at the crowd and finding out the message of life. I remember volunteering at St. Vincent de Paul, helping out homeless mothers and kids. I remember looking at little Tony as he digs into my soul. I remember unfolding my first affirmation known in Pathfinders. I remember learning that Jesus Christ started the Catholic Church. I think one of the greatest experiences, or if there's a final advice, if you went through this whole year and learned completely nothing, there's 3 things that I guarantee you, if you live by, it will change your life. It will set your soul on fire. The first, the mission is to know God, to love God, and to serve God. Prayer. we have to start with prayer. Prayer is not an option, guys. Do you try to eat every day? No, do you try to eat every day? No, just something that you do. And it's the same thing with prayer. We have to pray. What's more important, praying or eating? Praying. Eating will keep you alive for about 75 to 100 years. Praying will keep you alive forever. So we have to pray. We have to know what adoration is. We have to fulfill our life. We have to learn what adoration is. You know, a lot of people think they know Jesus Christ. A lot of people have an idea of what Jesus Christ has done in his life. But let me tell you, if you haven't went to adoration, you don't know who Jesus Christ is. You don't know anything about him. And that goes to my second point, love. Oh, how many people say they love one another? How many people they say, oh, I love him! Oh, I love her! Let me tell you something. You got to know that Jesus Christ has loved you first before you can love someone else. And if you haven't accepted that yet, then don't tell anybody that you love them. If you don't know that Jesus Christ loves you first, you don't know what love is. And if I can challenge anybody can challenge me that right now. Because I know what love is. I know what the crucifix is. I send adoration every day of my life. Crying, praying, hoping that he hears me. That's love. You gotta love one another. No matter what they've been through, no matter what they're going through in their life, no matter how sinful they are, no matter how wicked they are, no matter how many people, no matter how society shut them out of this world, you better love people. You better take the time to love people no matter what. Because I guarantee you, it's the person that you dislike the most will be the person that you will stay with forever in heaven. I guarantee you that. You better start loving one another. And the last thing is serve. You have to serve people. I found out in my life that it was giving up my life for this youth group. It was completely losing myself, that I found myself